The most Twitter anime of all time. What are you doing with us in an opening? Oh my... Since 2000, One Piece has held the top spot for best-selling manga. It's been there for forever. Sure, some amazing series has beaten it at different times. Nana, Death Note, Blue Lock, Demon Slayer managed to squeeze in there twice. But there's one series that knocked One Piece off the throne 3 times. And honestly, it deserves every single one of those wins. That's JUJUTSU Kaisen by Gege Akutami. Then 2025 One Piece took back the crown, classic. So here's what we're doing today. We're talking about the king of 3 dark shonen. You know what the big 3 dark shonen are, right? Chainsaw Man, Hell's Paradise and JUJUTSU Kaisen. Today we're breaking down everything. Gege Akutami, the creator, the manga itself, and MAPPA's anime adaptation, which honestly became the real star of the show. Hey, it's Matty, don't forget to smash that like button, drop a comment and subscribe to our channel for more anime and manga content like this. Let's dive in. First, about the author, who is Gege Akutami. Gege Akutami was born on February 26, 1992, in Iwate Prefecture, Japan, though he moved to Sendai in Miyagi Prefecture during elementary school. His real identity remains largely anonymous. Gege Akutami is his professional pen name, and the manga community has never discovered his actual full name. Despite this anonymity, he has become one of the most influential manga creators of the modern era through his creation of JUJUTSU Kaisen. Akutami's journey into manga began unconventionally. In childhood, he started drawing manga by mimicking his friend's drawing, which sparked his desire to become a professional manga artist. His major influence came from reading Taitakubo Bleach in 4th grade, along with Hunter x Hunter and Neon Genesis Evangelion. This force fundamentally shaped his understanding of what manga could achieve. He's explicitly described as a massive Togashi fanboy, with Togashi's work serving as primary inspiration for JUJUTSU Kaisen narrative structure and thematic elements. Akutami's professional career began in 2014, when he worked as an assistant to Yasuhiro Kano on the series Kiss X Death. The same year he published his first one-shot, Kamishiro Sousa, in Shonen Jump Next magazine. He followed this with additional one-shot including number 9 and Nikai Bangai Barabajura, the latter of which was nominated for the 11th Gold Future Cup contest. In 2017, Akutami published Tokyo Metropolitan Course Technical School, a 4-chapter series that ran in Jump Giga from April to July 2017. This work later became retroactively titled JUJUTSU Kaisen Zero, serving as a prologue to what would become his most famous creation. The success of short series led to JUJUTSU Kaisen's serialization, beginning in the 14th issue of Weekly Shonen Jump on March 5, 2018. Akutami employs a sophisticated dual approach system when creating characters. Sometimes he designs the visual look first. For example, he created Panda and Noamaki's appearance before developing their personalities. Other times he focused on a specific conceptual theme and built the character around the element, as he did with Gojo, whom he designed around the concept of paroxysm of force to represent the pinnacle of strength in the series. In interviews about his character creation process, Akutami emphasized 3 key elements for making memorable characters: big loves, embedded repetition, and jarring discrepancies between expectation and reality. Gojo Satoru embodies all 3 of these principles, which explains why he became such an iconic character. Despite Akutami's admitted personal dislike, Akutami operates on a unique workflow that prioritizes storyboard creation above all else. He admits his focus is absolute garbage when doing full chapter drafts, but he can complete one in 5 days. However, the storyboard phase is his favorite task. He can finish a complete chapter storyboard in just half a day. When creating the narrative scope of JUJUTSU Kaisen, Akutami invested significant effort into location research. For the Shibuya Station arc, he conducted location hunting multiple times and used Google Maps to gain geographic context, even though he acknowledged having little personal connection to Shibuya. He created only a basic skeleton structure for characters' backstories initially, as he wanted to remain flexible. I didn't really have too much decided on, just on a level that if I was asked something, I could answer. Regarding the series' thematic message, Akutami drew heavily from Takashi's Hunter x Hunter, creating parallel characters who face similar circumstances but achieve different outcomes, based on their personalities and contextual differences. Behind the global success of JUJUTSU Kaisen lies a darker reality that Akutami has candidly exposed. After nearly 7 years of serialization, he revealed in a devastating afterword. The product JUJUTSU Kaisen was pieced out for 6.5 years, nearly 7 years if you include the serialization of the special issues, and what I learned was, I'm really an idiot. After these 3 years of serialization, male reader of personality began to become absent-minded. During the final stages of Jujutsu Kaisen serialization, Akutami's health broke down entirely. In a remarkable moment of professional camaraderie, Ichiro Oda, creator of One Piece, introduced Akutami to a hospital where he recovered. This intervention was so meaningful to Akutami that he expressed gratitude by contributing illustration to the One Piece card game, creating artworks for characters like Nosjuro. Now, when you better know who Gege Akutami is, let's go to his child, Jujutsu Kaisen manga. Jujutsu Kaisen manga started strong but gradually lost its way as the series progressed. The early chapters established a completing foundation with supernatural intrigue and character dynamics, but significant issues emerged after chapter 14, becoming particularly problematic during the Shibuya incident arc and beyond. The narrative begins with Genuine Promise, drawing inspiration from Hunter dynamics and school-based supernatural settings. However, the Culling Game arc represents a turning point where the storytelling becomes increasingly convoluted. The pacing shifts dynamically, and what should be exciting combat sequence became bogged down in early complicated technical explanations. By this point, the manga feels less like continuation of what made early chapters engaging, and more like a series going through the motion. Here's what I noticed: the male characters carry the series, not because the artwork is particularly exceptional, but because their personalities are strong enough to shine through despite inconsistent depiction. I grew my hair because of Nanami. The anime's character design elevates what the manga provides, making the male cast genuinely attractive and memorable. In the manga alone, they're just there. But the later chapters, almost every panel became an exposition dump. New techniques got introduced, with lengthy explanations that consume entire pages, turning what should be visually dynamic fight senses into reading comprehension tests. The manga fails at what manga should do best: tell stories through visual narrative. Instead, it relies on constant explosion to explain increasingly absurd power mechanics. MAPPA carried the entire series. Here's what nobody wants to admit: Jujutsu Kaisen isn't a phenomenon because of the manga or the story. MAPPA is the reason Jujutsu Kaisen became a worldwide phenomenon. The anime adaptation didn't just elevate the source material, it essentially carried an otherwise shonen on the backs of ex-housed animators working under brutal deadlines. Without MAPPA's legendary animation, JJK won't be that popular. The animation quality was consistently exceptional from episode 1. Every fight scene, even the smallest one, receiving Sakuga treatment that frequently makes other anime studios look lazy. The choreography, camera angles, and keyframes were so meticulously crafted that they mark the story's fundamental weaknesses. MAPPA's work became the sole reason people watched JJK. The animation was a feast for the eyes. The Shibuya incident arc represents something darker than just storytelling. This is where the anime industry exploitation becomes visible on screen. The way Yuju's rate unfolds during Shibuya, yeah, season 2 reflects the uncomfortable mirror of anime industry. You at Yuji scream and rage, and you're not just watching a character, you're watching proof of how broken the animation industry truly is. When Sukuna fight Gojo, you can see animators still had energy and enthusiasm left. The animation at these moments was pristine, detailed, and showed genuine passion from the team. But this early burst couldn't sustain itself, not under MAPPA's production schedule. JJK's anime success is ultimately a cautionary tale about how much weight can rest on production design before the entire structure collapses, under the pressure of unsustainable work schedules and declining creative input. Season 3 starts with a breather for MAPPA, because the first 2 episodes borrowed from JJK Movie, but damn, the animations, just how? The Culling Game itself is brutal and conceptually interesting. A deadly battle royale, where participants compete for points, but with one essential twist: players can negotiate and create new rules. This rule-bending mechanic gives the narrative flexibility and theoretically allow for character-driven moments rather than pure combat spectacle. But Gege Akutami completely lost control of the scale here. What should be an epic confrontation becomes absolutely over the top. And even Akutami himself seems unable to handle the choreography and implication of what's happening on the page. Here's where Season 3 faces its biggest challenge. Approximately half of the new characters introduced in the Culling Game arc are narratively useless. They're can fodder with powers but no personality, no meaningful backstory, and no reason for audience to care when they inevitably die. Yet these forgettable characters will comprise a significant portion of the final fight sequences. Hikari and Kashima promise interesting battles, but surrounding them are dozens of generic sorcerers and curse users who exist only to be eliminated. The problem is structure natural. The manga threw too many characters at the arc without giving them development. The community consistently expressed concerns that the arc relentless action left no room for the slice-of-life character moments that made season 1 and 2 engaging. Without downtime, without establishing why audiences should care, the arc became a series of hollow battles. And at the end of Jujutsu Kaisen, here's what MAPPA will almost certainly do. They're watching how Ufotable handled Demon Slayer Infinity Castle arc, splitting it into multiple films while maintaining theoretical presentation. They're also observing how their own Chainsaw Man division approached the arc. The pattern is clear. For the final mega battle that concludes JJK, MAPPA will split in the 3 parts. That's gonna be a money maker for the studio. This isn't just smart business strategy, it's recognition that the final conflict between Yuji and Sukuna, involving all the pieces Kenjaku has manipulated, is too massive for a television format. And the first 2 episodes of season 3, which was a part of a movie, proves it. By treating the final as theoretical events, MAPPA gains time, resources, and theatrical presentations that TV season can provide. Each part can be meticulously crafted without the crushing deadline pressure that nearly destroys the team during season 1 and 2. The 3-part final will be real moments of success for the franchise, where JJK is ending, getting the production treatment it deserves, rather than being rushed through television episodes. That's all I wanted to tell you about Jujutsu Kaisen and its 3rd season. Is there anything in your mind? Drop it in the comments below. Oh, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more anime and manga content like this. Thanks for watching, that was Matty, see you soon.